Good morning, Luxurious Fleet. Got Maggie with me today. You might be able to see her flopping around back there. We're going on a nice winter walk talking about some of the most chilling, the most awful trends in the new car automotive industry, not like the tuner market or anything like that. If the automakers just fix these few things that plague the industry right now, we would all be better off. We would all have better car purchases. And I think most of us would be pretty darn happy if the automakers make these decisions to fix these terrible trends in the automotive industry. Number one on the list is none other than fake exhaust. The enclosures are just awful. You have almost every single exhaust tip out there is a circular exhaust tip. Don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? But the enclosures are trapezoids, large ovals, squares, terrible shapes. Oh gosh, there's a lot of snow here. What am I gonna do? Is that BMW? Does it have fake exhaust? No, that's a real exhaust right there. But that was an older BMW. Wouldn't be surprised if some of the newer ones. I know Mercedes struggles with some. I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna straight. Kia, does this Kia have fake exhaust? He waved to me. Nope, that's a real exhaust. I don't have the best of luck right now finding some real concrete evidence of vehicles on the road that have fake exhaust, but they're out there, guys. They're horrible. A couple cars come to mind. The Toyota Corolla hatch, sexy looking car, I'm not gonna lie. However, fake exhaust tips, like skinny little rectangular things, and it looks like Toyota just used those and put them on the top of the fake exhaust on the LC500. LC500 has arguably one of the best exhaust notes in the entire industry. I need to walk slow, I'm going uphill. But it has a really strange exhaust enclosure. It doesn't look bad, but it could look a whole lot better, and there's some aftermarket options out there that not only make it sound even a little bit better, a little bit louder, but it looks a heck of a lot better as well. Man, I'm out of shape. Or Maggie's just getting bigger. Maggie, you getting bigger? Yeah, she's grown up. Okay, what's that leaving the garage there? Honda? Looked like an HRV. The HRV has real exhaust tip. And I was doing some research on this. Rolls-Royce Phantom charges over $7,000 for a fake exhaust tip. It is unbelievable. This trend needs to die to make the automotive industry just a little bit better. Good morning, how are you? Good. All right, next up on the list is, okay, if we start in the back, next up on the list is going to be in the front. And we're talking about massive grills. We all know Lexus is at fault, but it's taken over the entire industry. Toyota's really bad. Look at the Avalon TRD review I did. Man, my favorite quote was, Toyota went full basking shark on this one. But it's not just Toyota and Lexus, guys. It's the entire automotive industry going big with the grills. The entire Genesis lineup, the G90's grill is quite massive. The new G70's grill is quite massive as well. And then the pig nose, the legendary kidney grills that looked so perfect on some of the old BMW M3s of the old M5s. They look so good on them. And now we have these huge pig noses on the new BMW products, and it just looks stupid. It looks awful. Who wants to look down the nostrils of a pig? All right, maybe Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, but not me. And with electric cars coming, who knows how long we'll see this massive grill trend keep going, but it's gonna keep going. Guys, look, RAV4 hybrid. Look at this, real exhaust tips. It's a hybrid and it has dual rear exhaust tips. But the massive grill should be disappearing in the coming years due to electrification. I mean, look at that grill. Look at this old Jaguar here. It's not that old, but that grill just looks so subtle, so good, so clean. I love that mesh pattern on the old Jags. All right, next up on the list, we're going from the exterior to the interior here. We're talking about, yeah, I got my notes on my hand, it's pretty bad. We're talking about touch pads on the inside of cars. And it's typically only found in luxury cars nowadays, even though Mazda plays with it a little bit with a rotary dial. But going to touchscreens just makes so much freaking sense. The touch pads are just frustrating. The learning curve is there. It's not that difficult for me, to be honest, but the difficulty is there for so many prospective buyers and people who've never mastered. Gosh, it's so bright because of the snow. I could be totally overexposed the whole whole episode. But guys, you don't care. You're just here to hear me rant about terrible industry trends, and we're gonna keep talking about touchpads. Acura, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna one-up you, Lexus. You know, we're gonna put our own direct touch interface. It's the same thing, let's be honest. Yeah, the implementation's a little bit different. It's pretty much the same. It's not helping anyone, and everyone uses a touchscreen on their phone. I know it takes your eyes off the road a little bit, but you have to look off the road anyways to see what you're selecting on the touchpad. So the point is mute, and just make it simple, or give people the option. That's what Lexus is starting to do. Is the remote touch interface, as well as touchscreens. They just put on the new LS. We got it on the RX, and there's probably some other ones in there too. The new IS, for example, has a touchscreen as well. Okay, so we're staying on topic with the interior. We gotta keep the volume knobs. Guys, volume knobs to me is just as important as keeping the manual transmission around as I navigate this ice. Volume knobs are so important. Most vehicles still have them, but the ones that don't, it's like, it's so frustrating. We're also used to having a knob to just quickly turn down, turn up, or fine tune the volume. When you have a single button for volume up or a single button for volume down, that is just dumb. Let's be real here. It is not helping anyone. And just so you can make the interior look a little bit more cohesive, you get rid of a rotary circular dial. Come on, you're not helping anyone. Bring back the volume knob in every single vehicle. I don't care if you have a touchscreen and a Tesla, you should have a volume knob as well. And yes, I understand you can adjust the volume on the steering wheel. You don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel, but that's still a touch button for up and down. And let's not even mention the volume up and down buttons that are touch sensitive. They're not buttons, but they're literally touch sensitive, and they'll beep at you to let you know you touched it. That one's pretty frustrating, but that can all be solved with a simple volume knob. Tuning knob, I'm not as particular about. Radio's not as popular as it used to be. But once you set your stations and you have them as your presets, you really never use the tuning dial ever again. It's very rare. This trend needs to die as soon as possible. And this is a stupid kick sensor. It's not helping anyone. Every single new car that I know of already has a button on the hatch or the trunk lid to open the trunk or the hatch. Why do we need a kick sensor? You know, I understand the theory is, oh, you're holding a cooler and you walk up to it and you kick it, but hey, when you're holding something anyways, why do you want to be on one foot to compromise your balance? You know, worst case scenario, this is what I used to sell Lexus, lots of old ladies, right? They love the idea of the kick sensor. But I'm like, okay, well, if your hands are full, I understand you don't have a free hand. It doesn't make sense to jeopardize your safety going on one foot in a slippery environment, and maybe you're not as strong as you once were in your 20s. Doesn't make sense to have a kick sensor, because even when you kick, what are the chances that it's gonna work? If you have the perfect technique, even sometimes it doesn't work. There are some cars that I struggled with just because I was off a 1 inch from the sensor, or how the car liked to be triggered with that kick sensor. It is frustrating. I saw it yesterday when I went to Trader Joe's, and I'm like, okay, I need to make a video on this because this is something nobody talks about. We all get frustrated over. Okay, still focus. Still focus. Got that sun behind me. Probably not helping the image. Maybe we'll go back to here. Back to the story at Trader Joe's. Leave the van. See a lady with grocery bags in her hand. She has someone there with her. Older lady. She didn't even need to do this. The other person could have just lifted or pressed the lift gate button for her to lift the tailgate. But no, she's like, hey, watch this. And she kicked. I think it was on a BMW. It could be wrong. But she kicked, didn't open. And I just kept walking. I'm like, I'm going to keep my head down because I know this issue is very, very frustrating for anyone who has a kick sensor. It is just a trend that doesn't need, no, it's not necessary. And I probably talked about this one longer than all the other ones, but kick sensors, not necessary. We don't need it to stick around. And all we need is either a button on the key fob or a button on the hatch or the trunk. Keep it simple. It just increases the cost of the car anyways for a feature that really doesn't benefit anyone. Am I right, guys? And gotta slow down. Walking uphill again. Walking uphill in the cold with the heavy child. Maggie. No. Snapping doesn't work. She's not a dog. Okay, what about this side? I can't even see the camera anymore. Okay, recovered enough. What do you guys think the industry needs to get rid of? What are the worst trends in the automotive industry that we could all live without? Not only live without, that we would benefit for not having them. And I think all the ones I mentioned today are that. We would benefit from not having them or being forced into using them, like being forced into using the touchpad or be forced into looking at fake exhaust tips. Oh man, I think all of these get me really, really fired up. And I mean, like this old Chevy Equinox. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with a little exhaust tip there. Okay, but a fake one would be a travesty on a vehicle like that. In any vehicle, doesn't matter what vehicle it is. Anyways, guys, I'm done ranting. Not a strict structure today, and definitely not scripted. All I got is the notes on my hand and a heavy exercise backpack in the form of Magnolia back there. And guys, like I said, I'll see you in the comments. If you made it into this far in the video of me ranting, of me getting a little heated in the freezing tundra that is the Midwest as the sun is blinding us all, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you're not, hit the bell icon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay warm out there. I don't even know if I'm in focus. Hands are cold, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, hold on. We got to see if this Nissan, there's no way it doesn't have real exhaust tips. That's a real exhaust tip right there. Okay. All right, guys. I'll check you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. Maggie says bye as well.